Parkinson is a brain disorder which is happening due to loss of the dopamine producing neuron. And as a result, there won't be any balance between the dopamine and acetylcholine. And we need this balance. We need dopamine because if there is no dopamine, there won't be any balance and we will see abnormal movement. So, like we said, it's caused by loss of dopamine producing neurons. Dopamine is related with the movement. This is the reason there is abnormal movements going on here. Without dopamine, patient has tremors, shaking, slow movement, balance problems, stiff muscles, and our goal is to increase dopamine activity in the brain or reduce acetylcholine activity. Why? Because we said that we need a balance between dopamine and acetylcholine. That's why our first drug is levodopa plus carbidopa. Levodopa turns into dopamine in the brain, and carbidopa stops levodopa from turning into dopamine outside of the brain so that more will be reaching the brain. So carbidopa wants levodopa to turn into dopamine in the brain, not outside of the brain. And as a side effects, we can see hallucination, involuntary movements, and the blood pressure. Here's blood pressure drop when standing, and in long-term on-off effect. So what is on-off effect? You can see it in any other drug side effects too. The drug stops working suddenly. This is called on-off phenomenon, on-off effect. And another drug group here is dopamine agonists. They act like dopamine, directly stimulates the dopamine receptors, less strong than the levodopa that we talked about, but longer action. As a side effect, we can see sleep attacks, the patient sleeping suddenly. This is sleeping attack. The drugs will be here, such as these four drugs. And our third group is MAO-B inhibitors, which are blocking monoamine oxidase B enzyme. Why? Because monoamine oxidase B enzyme is breaking down the dopamine. That's why we need to block this enzyme. So more dopamine will be staying in the brain. And these are the three drugs which are MAO-B inhibitors. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. And fourth drug group is COMT inhibitors. So these are blocking COMT enzyme, which is breaking down dopamine and levodopa. They make levodopa work harder, such as these three drugs. Again, these are COMT inhibitors. And fifth one is amantadine, which is increasing dopamine release, which is blocking NMDA, reducing the abnormal movement. And sixth is anticholinergic drugs, which are blocking acetylcholine receptors in the brain. This is best for the young patients with a tremor. And as a side effect, we will see classic anticholinergic effects such as constipation, dry mouth, blurry vision, urinary retention, which means hard to pee. These will be